staying focused after you go through crisis and maintaining that discipline that you used in the crisis. When a crisis hits, we are blindsided. So I've been doing this video series in case somebody's in a crisis or you might need to prepare for a crisis. A little recap. One of the videos I talked about going in and checking your internal state, checking on your emotions. If you have some anger, get rid of that anger and how to do that. And then also, I touched on making a task list where you can have this list of here is the self care items I need to do, here are the chores around the house I need to do. Because when you have this huge event happen, it's easy to forget about caring for ourselves and doing those little tasks that pile up, like washing the dishes or checking the mail. Once the initial crisis has hit, it's passed, and now it's a little bit calmer waters. So, what I've found is that once things calm down, you don't have that same urgency energy. And what I mean by that is when something hits, let's say you have you're in your house and a huge thunderstorm hits and the winds are blowing and there's all these yard items you got to go tie down or put up. And you have this urgency of like, oh man, if I don't get this stuff secured, it's going to be shrapnel breaking through windows, tearing through my neighbor's house. So it's that feeling of urgency of like, I'm got this extra oomph to get things done. And that kind of dies down. And then when things level out, it's easy to kind of go back to the way you were beforehand. And I know that's true for me to get lackadaisical. That could be the wrong way to say that word, but I heard it said that way a long time ago and I like it. So I'm going to say it. So that gets into like the daily routine now. You're back into the daily routine. You have this scar in your life, it's now a part of your story. And when you are journaling during it, that's actually helping you process and get your memories filed away properly so that things not popping up all the time, interfering with your daily life. And I have other videos about that too. If you go look at those, forgot the name of it. I think it's reformatting memories. If you go look at that one, that helps a lot if you have reoccurring memories that just keep popping up. So when you're going through doing your journaling, you're processing the event. You're accepting what is. Now, here's what's cool. If you went in and did some of the stuff I suggested, you now are a little bit more disciplined. Because if you can discipline yourself in chaos and in a crisis, you are gaining a level of self control that a lot of people don't have. And then if it is a self initiated self discipline, as in it's not coming from the outside of anybody saying, do this, do that. It's coming from your inside where you are telling yourself what to do. You are making decisions. You are being disciplined. You're basically getting like experience points. Think about that. It's like bling, bling, bling. Like you're leveling up in life because you're forcing yourself to not act in a chaotic manner, not let your surrounding events dictate how you're going to act. And that like levels you up. It puts you in a different stratosphere of most people. So you're also programming yourself to be more disciplined. So think about this. I used to view it this way. I thought if I could be really disciplined in chaos, it'll be easier to be disciplined when there's no chaos. But I found that for myself to be not true because when things are not chaotic, I just want to lay in a hammock and do nothing and be like, oh, everything's cool. But I got to really thinking about this like after the chaos is gone and things are even kill, if we are able to put that same energy into building and instead of just um, maintaining the status quo that was before the event, well, if we put that into building every day, we're going to be striving and building something more because now you've built this resiliency. When another chaotic event happens, Because you programmed yourself in chaos, now when chaos hits again, your mind's going to be like, oh, this is how we respond to chaos. We get focused, get disciplined, manage our internal world, manage our external world that we can control, and we navigate through it. So now that you've leveled up, you can apply those skills to your daily life. And then you can be more disciplined. I've heard people say, like, well, I wasn't in the military. I didn't get to do that. Well, that's okay. Not everybody chose to do that, and it's not for everybody. But you can still be disciplined, and you can still apply that stuff to your daily life. And when you get through the chaos, and when you get all of that processed, you can start using your own imagination to imagine what you want your life to look like. Maybe start seeking to discover what your life purpose is and start building towards that. And when you do that, I think you develop another layer of resiliency on yourself. And this is why. And this is from a military standpoint. Let's say you're headed to an objective and you have to do A, B, C, and D, and G is the thing that you have to do. I think I skipped a letter. Forgive me. Well, let's say you're going along and like these little bitty things happen. You don't really get bothered by them because in your mind, you're like, I have a greater mission. I have a greater purpose. And you just kind of brush that stuff off. If you don't have a greater mission and a greater purpose that your mind is fixated on, when these little things happen, you don't brush them off. You fully engage with that. So then your life energies are going towards this little small event that really maybe shouldn't have a lot of impact on your life. But because you're giving it so much attention and so much focus, it becomes like, this is the way my mind works. But you know, when they have those detectors that detect an earthquake and they go bigger or smaller, then this little event happens. It's like this big thing on your detector thing. Well, when you have that bigger mission that you're focused on, that detector's like just a little blip. Let's say it's somebody being rude at you at a gas station or just being a jerk for no reason. That usually because people are jealous when you're on your mission. They're going to treat you like crap. They're going to do things to throw you off your mission. But when you have your internal energies focused to this one point in the future, that is your mission, all these other things become background noise. And let's go back to that thing. Let's say you are going to rescue somebody in a building. You got all your gear and you're going along and you get a flat tire. Well, it's not that big of a deal because you have somebody to go rescue. You get out there, you get that tire change and you continue mission. And you probably never give it any more thought about changing that tire because you have a bigger mission. That was literally just something that you just had to quickly overcome because somebody's life is at stake. So I'm going to beat a dead horse. So if you have this bigger mission, the little things are not nearly as significant because sometimes a flat tire can ruin our day. But when you're on that bigger mission, those little things are just like, ugh, no big deal. I guess the summary of this video is staying focused after you go through crisis and maintaining that discipline that you used in the crisis. And now using your own creation in your imagination of what you want your future to look like. Small rabbit trail. So if you don't process a major life event, that major life event, the memory of it can pop up over and over in your mind and play. What is happening is the creativity of your center, of your brain, the creativity center where you can see things in your mind is being used to play that memory. But when that memory is properly filed away, you have access to your own creativity center and there's no random memories popping up using it. Let's say oh gosh, here comes another example. Let's say you have a projector and you have a pile of movies and pictures, and randomly they will just pop up and play. and you're trying to show your team your plan of what you're going to do. And while you're showing them this plan, all of a sudden a movie starts playing or a picture shows up. It's just randomly, it's taking over your projector, and you can't use it until you get that movie taken off, you get everybody settled back down, and then you put your own plan back up there that you wanted up there originally. And these things just keep interfering. So you got to figure out, like, what do I want to have control over my imagination center? And if you follow other videos I've done in future videos, organizing your mind, learning how to file away your memories properly and stay in control of your mind, because the brain is basically a processing center. It's not who you are. It's not your soul. It's not you. It is a processing unit, and it can be organized and used in a powerful way because your brain is powerful. And once you gain control of it, and you are no longer responding from external stimuli of how you're supposed to react from your societal programming, your life changes tremendously. Rabbit trailed there. Anyway, I'm done. Roadhouse Spiritual Art.